I've got 5 unstoppable dribbling combos for you today that you can absolutely break down defenders nasty with. Let's jump into them. Okay, if you watch any great NBA player, you know that like they've got certain moves that they can just destroy defenders with, right? But they don't always just rely on that one move. Because if they do, now if that move doesn't work, they're kind of a sitting duck, right? And they kind of look foolish if it doesn't work, or they're scared and they wouldn't know what to do. You don't ever see that from NBA players, right? It's because they got combo moves, so now no matter what the defender does, they're able to beat them because they can react. So these are like 5 of the most deadly ones that I have seen out there. Add them to your game and you will be absolutely wrecking defenders. So the first one, we're gonna start with a wrap behind the back. So basically, think about having your hand come across your body and pushing the ball down. Now don't do what I did there and carry it. Just give it a good quick push, okay? Opposite side hip, I try to release the dribble onto so I know it's pushing it forward. With that, you want to take a 1-2 step like that. So whichever hand did the dribble, take a step with that foot and then the other foot. Or you could do a shuffle, almost like a defensive shuffle, but trying to cover a little more ground, really trying to push off forward. That's a big key, is that we get far forward and we try to get a little bit past our defender. So my guy's right here, I want to get past him with these steps, or at least try to. So he sees my momentum going, I'm getting nice and close with him. The behind the back keeps the ball protected, so he can't do nothing about that. If I got this, and I can just go to the basket and he doesn't react enough, then I'm just gonna go. But if they start jumping back quickly, I'm gonna hit them with snatch back. Now there's a couple ways you can go about this. You could change the footwork pattern with the setup, right? And you can also go with a between the legs from the back, or if you got a little more space from the defender, go into that regular crossover. Both are deadly options though, and 9 times out of 10, if your defender's jumping back, you're gonna create a lot of space for easy shots. Or I sometimes will even like to play with my defender a little bit, give him a little hesitant, and I'll go into a cross or drive, right? There's a lot of things you can go into from it, but that's gonna almost always get them to go flying, and now it's gonna make them look foolish, and you really have your choice of what it is that you wanna do from there. All right, this next move is a little bit crazier. It's the inside out between the legs into the spin move. So to start this off, there's a couple ways you can just, again, you wanna be able to beat your defender with the initial move. You can do it kind of more on the run, and I've seen like Chris Paul, like do a fake pass to a teammate behind him, or you could just do it to kind of throw your defender off, make them think maybe I'm gonna sort of come this way. But a lot of times we even just see guys do it just as like a little hesitation thing as they're getting tight to the defender to pull the ball back away from them. The other way you'll see guys do it sometimes is stepping with the opposite foot to really sell the fake. And you can go into the spin move from either one of these. But what you do with your footwork next is key. So if I have this foot up, I'm gonna step back down and I'm gonna bring this opposite foot of the hand that is the basketball kind of across my body, so I'm facing this way a little bit of the way into the spin move. Same thing if I'm gonna step with this foot, so I would step with this foot and then again with this foot to get here. And then from there, all you wanna make sure you do is as you're catching this inside out between the legs, that you're catching with your hand kind of on front of the basketball, not on top, not on the side, in front. Because now that's gonna allow me to immediately pull into the spin move, versus if I've got it somewhere else, then I've gotta rotate and then try to pull the spin. And it doesn't happen quite as quick. So of course, with a spin move and an inside between the legs, both these moves are great when you're close to your defender, so that's when you'd wanna do this. Don't do this far from your defender. You might get the ball stolen, but if you do it close, you'll be able to beat them almost every time. So all together, we'd be looking like this with the opposite foot step, or we wanna go like this with the same side foot step. Next move brings together one of the best classic moves with one of the most popular modern moves in a way that's absolutely devastating. So we all know the Iverson cross, right? Iverson hits him with a hesitation, steps out, leans the hips in the chest, extends the ball to sell a fake, boom, gets into a crossover, right? Thing about that move is sometimes you're gonna get your defender to go flying, and then you can pull up into a jump shot, or a lot of times, you'll be able to drive, right? It's a deadly move for both. But as you do it, more defenders start to catch on, right? So what we wanna do is hit them with something unexpected. We're always going into the jump shot or going forward. Well, as the ball is coming into this hand, if I step with my opposite foot in this direction, so it looks just like what they think we're gonna do, I'm gonna keep selling them on me doing the typical thing that they expect. But as I plant that foot, I wanna push the dribble straight down and push off this foot back with the step back, the move that guys are just killing defenders with nowadays. So bringing all of that together, selling that fake, step, boom. And the cool thing is, like, if you look at these moves, like, neither of them is all that flashy, all that difficult. This is one you could pick up literally in minutes and start breaking down defenders like nasty. I love this next move because it's so sneaky in multiple regards. So it's gonna start off with this right here, the drop cross. Now, when you do this, you wanna do it typically coming up the court, but sometimes it could be from more of a set stance. But you wanna drop it almost exactly straight down. We don't want a big side to side motion when we switch hands. We wanna make it as straight down looking as possible to our defender so they don't see it coming. Okay, and they don't really notice that we switched hands. Now, some defenders are going to notice that. So before we go into the combo, you gotta keep things in mind with that, right? So if they don't notice and you can get close to them, a lot of times you can just blow by them. Or if they're too far back and they haven't really closed the gap, you could rise into the shot. I like to do this to the shooting hand side. I recommend you do the same. I'm a lefty, that's why it's in my left hand. Sometimes though too, you'll get defenders that are jumpy and try to go towards the basketball side and notice that and they'll shade you this way or try to go for the ball. And then for those defenders, you want to hit them up with another crossover. But here's the combo we're going to hit a lot of guys up with that's going to catch them off guard. Because what we really want to happen when we're doing this drop cross is that they don't even notice anything happen. You know, because we do it so casually. It's like, oh, he's just switching hands because it's a more comfortable hand. He's going to set up the offense, right? We kind of lull them to sleep. But from that, we want to set our feet, bring this offhand close to the basketball and eyes to the rim. So it looks to the defender like, oh, he might shoot, right? So we're kind of lulling them to sleep and then breaking them out of that with this shot fake heavy, and they're going to try to close the gap, right? As we do that, we want to bring our hand towards the other hand, right? With the hand with the basketball and the hand not with the basketball. So we're bringing the ball towards that hand. So it really looks like we're going to pick up the basketball. But what we're actually going to be doing during that motion is have this hand rotate over the top to go into an inside out. So drop cross, bring the hands together, eyes to the rim, pull it back out inside out, and you can blow by your defender since they're jumping towards you. You're pushing it out here where they can't get to it as they're coming towards you. And then boom, they're going that way, you're going that way, game over for them. All together, boom, boom. Okay, this next move I think we'll have to call playing possum because to your defender, you're gonna kind of try to make it look like you're vulnerable and you're dead in the water, right? And they got you. So what you want to do with this is kind of like attack your defender a little bit and get close to them. Or if you've got an aggressive defender and they're already coming towards you, it's good for that. But you want to get that gap kind of closed. As you get really close to them, like arm's distance or less, ideally, you want to do it between the legs in a very specific way. You want to pull it back away from them. So between the legs, but think about pushing it exactly away from that defender so it's back here. A lot of times defenders that are aggressive or as you're close to them, they're gonna kind of go for the basketball, right? So when we set this up, what I want to do is kind of not just come exactly towards my defender. If you're my defender, I don't want to come right towards you. Whichever hand I'm doing the setup with, I want to move slightly to that side, but sort of in a sneaky way, okay? So if I start coming to this side and I go between the legs, sometimes defenders are gonna shift this way, right? And that's not really a combo move we need to do is if you're moving this way with me a little bit, then I'm just gonna go here. But if you're one of those aggressive defenders that as I come towards you, or if you're already, I'm stationary and you're coming towards me, then from there, you think, okay, I got him. And a lot of times defenders are gonna try to poke at the ball down low. What we're gonna do is just throw the basketball over the top. Now, big thing you pay attention to is that your hand doesn't come under the basketball. When I teach players to throw cross, that's the tendency they think of, okay, I'm throwing the basketball. So their hand comes under it like you would actually be throwing it. You're not actually throwing it. Maybe think if it helps you of more of a, sometimes it's called a push cross, and you're just pushing the basketball over your defender's arm. So when they're waiting down low here, trying to get to the basketball here, we're gonna come over the top because defenders nowadays, they see these lower crossovers coming a little bit more, right? So they might be ready for that. But by going over, now we're gonna give them something unexpected so they can't get their hand on the basketball, number one. But number two, we also wanna, with this, push it far so we can really blow by them and cover some ground versus a regular crossover. I'm only gonna get here. But this is just where things get started. You can take all these combos next level by clicking the link that I'll have pinned in the comment down below. That's a bunch of one dribble crossover variations. Some more simple and some crazy advanced that you've never seen before. You can add those to the end of these as counter moves or to the beginning as setup and give yourself unlimited options. If you wanna take all your moves next level, I also have a workout pinned to the top, comment down below. It's gethandles.com, free hybrid ball handling workout that'll develop your ball handling and your athleticism at the same time. It's around thousands of players. I'm sure it'll help help you too. If this video helped, be sure to click that like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you can catch the newest videos and take your game next level fast. Leave me a comment, let me know if there's anything else you want to see. Thanks for watching, stay tuned for more, and I will see you in the next video.